Ladies, let's get real for a second. How many times have you wondered what makes a woman unforgettable to a man? Is it the way she looks? The way she talks? Or is it something deeper? The truth might surprise you. Here's a common misconception. Many women think it's about being perfect. But let me tell you something, perfection is overrated. A man doesn't stay up at night replaying every word you said or every outfit you wore. No, what lingers in his mind, what truly makes him unable to forget you, are the deeper, intangible qualities you carry. It's about how you made him feel, seen, respected, and inspired in ways no one else ever has. Now, here's the exciting part. You don't have to be a supermodel or have a flawless life to become that woman. You already have the power within you. This is not about playing games or being someone you're not. It's about embodying authentic traits that speak directly to the soul of a man, traits that leave an indelible mark. So what are they? What are these mysterious yet powerful qualities that make a man think of you even when you're miles apart? Today we're diving into the 10 traits that will forever keep you in his heart and on his mind. Each one is a secret weapon, and by the end of this, you'll understand why these traits are your keys to not just attracting him, but keeping him captivated. Are you ready to discover how to become unforgettable? Let's start with the first and perhaps the most essential quality, authenticity. 1. Authenticity. There's a magic in being real that no amount of makeup, small talk, or designer clothes can ever replicate. Authenticity is the foundation of every unforgettable connection. But what does it really mean to be authentic? And why does it matter so much to men? Imagine this. You're on a date and he asks you about your hobbies or dreams. Do you ever feel tempted to adjust your answers to match what you think he wants to hear? Maybe you downplay your love for something quirky, thinking it's too much or not impressive enough. Sound familiar? We've all done it. But here's the thing. A man who is truly worth your time isn't looking for the perfect answer. He's looking for the real one. He's looking for you. When you're authentic, you send a powerful message. I'm confident in who I am, and I don't need to pretend to be someone else to earn your approval. And that confidence, it's magnetic. Men don't forget women who bring their full selves to the table, the good, the quirky, and even the messy parts. Why? Because being genuine creates trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. But let's dig deeper. What does authenticity look like in action? It's not just about saying what's on your mind or being brutally honest all the time. It's about alignment, your words, actions, and values all matching up. For instance, if you say you value kindness, do you treat the waiter with respect? If you claim you love adventure, do you share your latest spontaneous trip or bold decision? These little moments of alignment show a man that you're not just talking the talk, you're living it. Here's something to think about. Have you ever been around someone who seemed too perfect? They said all the right things, agreed with everything you said, and always appeared flawless. Did they leave a lasting impression? Probably not. That's because perfection feels hollow. It doesn't invite connection, it creates distance. On the flip side, when you're authentic, you open the door to vulnerability and real intimacy. Authenticity isn't just attractive, it's memorable. Men, especially those drawn to Stoic dating principles, value depth and sincerity. In Stoicism, there's an emphasis on finding meaning in truth rather than chasing superficiality. A man rooted in Stoicism won't care about flashy appearances or grand performances. He'll crave someone who reflects their inner world with honesty. Let me ask you this. How often do you let yourself be vulnerable? Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. When you share your true thoughts, dreams, or even fears, you create moments that a man will replay in his mind long after the conversation ends. Vulnerability tells him, "This is who I am, and I trust you to see me." Think about the people you've connected with most deeply. Was it their perfect smile or their willingness to show you their heart? Exactly. Authenticity has that same power. It makes a man feel like he's been let into a private, sacred part of your world, and that's something he won't forget. So, how can you cultivate authenticity in your life? Start by asking yourself, What parts of me am I hiding? And why? The more you embrace your whole self, the more effortlessly you'll exude authenticity. Stop worrying about being too much or not enough. Instead, focus on being real. Because the woman who dares to be unapologetically herself, she's unforgettable. Now that we've uncovered the power of authenticity, it's time to explore the next trait, a quality that makes men feel secure, respected, and drawn to you on a deeper level. Ready to keep going? Let's dive into self-respect and boundaries. 2. Self-respect and boundaries. Let me ask you something. How do you treat yourself? Do you show yourself the same love and respect you expect from others? Or do you sometimes bend your own rules, giving too much while receiving too little in return? A man may be drawn to many things about a woman, but one thing he'll never forget is how she values herself, how she sets and enforces her boundaries. Here's the truth. Self-respect is one of the most powerful forms of attraction. It's the way you carry yourself, the silent standard you set for how others should treat you. It's not about being loud or demanding, it's about knowing your worth so deeply that you don't have to explain it. When you have self-respect, a man can see it in your actions, feel it in your energy, and sense it in the way you respond to the world around you. Let's break this down. Boundaries are not walls, they're guidelines. They don't push people away, they teach them how to get closer to you in healthy, meaningful ways. Imagine this, you're dating someone who constantly shows up late to plans or cancels at the last minute. How do you respond? Do you brush it off to avoid conflict? Or do you calmly express that your time is valuable and you expect it to be respected? When you enforce boundaries, you show him that you prioritize your well-being, and that's something unforgettable. A man who values you will not only respect those boundaries, he'll admire you for having them. On the other hand, a man who ignores your boundaries, he's not the one you should be worried about impressing. But let's take it a step further. How do self-respect and boundaries look in a relationship? It's about knowing when to say no without guilt and when to say yes without fear. It's about giving from a place of abundance, not obligation, and most importantly, it's about recognizing that your needs are just as important as his. Now, you might be wondering, won't setting boundaries push him away? The answer is simple. The right man won't be scared off by your standards, he'll rise to meet them. And if he doesn't? Well, isn't that your answer right there? A man rooted in Stoic dating principles understands the value of self-discipline and mutual respect. In Stoicism, there's a belief that you should never depend entirely on external validation. A woman who respects herself reflects that same inner strength, showing him that she doesn't need him to feel whole. She chooses him because she values herself first. That mindset is not only powerful, it's unforgettable. Let me share an example. Picture a woman who knows what she brings to the table. She doesn't need to chase anyone's approval because she's already secure in her worth. When she speaks, her words carry weight because she respects her own voice. When she loves, it's not out of desperation but out of fullness. That's the woman a man remembers. That's the woman who teaches him how to treat her and who inspires him to become better himself. Here's the magic of boundaries. They don't just protect you, they attract the right kind of energy into your life. They tell the world, this is who I am, and this is how I deserve to be treated. And trust me, a man who doesn't forget that lesson will never forget the woman who taught it to him. So ladies, here's your challenge. Look at your life right now. Are there places where you're compromising your self-respect? Are there boundaries you need to set but haven't? Remember, it's not about being rigid or controlling, it's about honoring yourself. And the more you honor yourself, the more unforgettable you become. If you're feeling inspired, let's take a moment to celebrate self-respect and boundaries together. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you agree that self-respect is the ultimate power move. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another chance to learn how to build irresistible confidence and create meaningful connections. Let's keep this energy going because the next trait we're diving into is all about understanding not just your emotions, but his too. Ready? Let's explore the power of emotional intelligence. 3. Emotional intelligence. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt truly understood? Not just heard, but seen. where someone picked up on what you weren't saying, read the subtle shifts in your mood, and responded with exactly what you needed. That's emotional intelligence in action, and it's one of the most captivating traits a woman can have. For a man, being with a woman who possesses emotional intelligence feels like stepping into a safe, calming space where he can drop his guard and just be. It's not just about managing your own emotions, it's about understanding his as well. A woman with emotional intelligence doesn't react impulsively to every situation. Instead, she responds with intention, empathy, and awareness. That's a rare quality, and trust me, it's unforgettable. Here's why. Men aren't always taught how to process or even recognize their emotions. Society often conditions them to be stoic, to suppress vulnerability, and hide their struggles behind a facade of strength. But deep down, they crave connection and understanding, just like anyone else. When you have the ability to tune into his unspoken needs, fears, and desires, you offer him something he might not even realize he's missing: emotional safety. This isn't about being his therapist or taking responsibility for his feelings. It's about creating a space where he feels seen and accepted, even when he's struggling. Imagine he comes home after a long day, clearly stressed. Instead of immediately asking what's wrong or offering solutions, you give him space. You might say, "You seem like you've had a tough day. Do you want to talk about it, or would you rather unwind for a bit?" That small moment of understanding communicates volumes. I see you. I respect your process. I'm here when you're ready. But emotional intelligence goes beyond just how you interact with him. It also shows up in how you manage your own emotions. For example, if a disagreement arises, do you jump to conclusions or take a step back to assess what's really happening? Do you attack or approach the situation with curiosity? A man will remember a woman who can navigate conflict with grace instead of letting emotions spiral out of control. Let's dig deeper. Emotional intelligence doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means owning them. It's okay to feel hurt, angry, or disappointed, but how you express those emotions can either strengthen your bond or drive a wedge between you. A woman who can say, "I feel upset because of how that came across, but I want us to work through it together," demonstrates emotional maturity. She turns potential conflict into an opportunity for deeper connection. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Does this mean you have to always stay calm and collected? Of course not. You're human, not a robot. But emotional intelligence is about building habits that help you respond thoughtfully more often than you react impulsively. And when you do slip up, owning your mistakes and making amends is a sign of growth, not weakness. Here's another secret. Emotional intelligence also means recognizing when someone isn't meeting you halfway. If a man isn't willing to acknowledge his own emotions or refuses to engage with yours, it's not your job to fix him. A man grounded in stoicism or Stoic dating principles understands the importance of self-awareness and emotional balance. He values a woman who brings emotional intelligence to the table because it complements his own inner work. Together, you create a partnership rooted in mutual respect and understanding. So how do you cultivate emotional intelligence? Start by becoming curious about your own feelings. When something triggers you, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What's the deeper need or fear behind this emotion? The more you understand your own emotional landscape, the easier it becomes to navigate his. And remember, emotional intelligence isn't just about the hard moments. It's also about celebrating the joyful ones. Recognizing and sharing in his wins, offering genuine encouragement, and expressing gratitude for the little things he does all strengthen the emotional bond between you. These moments might seem small, but they create a ripple effect that leaves a lasting impression. A man may forget the details of your words or actions, but he'll never forget how you made him feel. Emotional intelligence is the key to unlocking that kind of connection. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. When you bring this energy into a relationship, you become a woman he'll always remember, not just because of what you did, but because of how you understood him in ways no one else could. With emotional intelligence as your foundation, let's move into the next powerful trait, a quality that keeps a relationship fun, vibrant, and unforgettable: playfulness. Are you ready to explore how a lighthearted spirit can make a lasting impact? Let's go. 4. A playful and lighthearted side. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly let loose, laughed until your stomach hurt, or surprised someone with a playful little gesture? Playfulness is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits a woman can have, and it's something no man ever forgets. Why? Because life is already filled with enough stress, responsibility, and seriousness. When a man meets a woman who knows how to infuse joy and lightness into his world, it feels like a breath of fresh air. That playful energy doesn't just make you fun to be around, it creates memories he'll replay in his mind, even when you're not there. Now, let's be clear. Being playful doesn't mean acting immature or putting on a show. It's about tapping into your natural sense of fun and curiosity. It's teasing him with a sly smile, starting a pillow fight out of nowhere, or planning a spontaneous adventure just because you can. Playfulness keeps things exciting, unpredictable, and fresh. And trust me, that's a feeling he won't want to let go of. Here's something to think about. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to connect with someone when you're laughing together? Laughter breaks down walls, builds trust, and creates intimacy. When you can laugh at yourself, joke with him, and not take everything too seriously, you show him a side of you that's both magnetic and irresistible. But here's the real secret to playfulness. It's not just about fun and games. It's about creating shared experiences that deepen your bond. Imagine this. You're both stuck in traffic after a long day. Instead of complaining or sitting in silence, you crank up the music and start singing along to your favorite throwback songs. Suddenly, that frustrating moment turns into a memory, a moment of connection and joy. Or think about the little ways you can inject playfulness into your daily interactions. Maybe it's sending him a cheeky text that makes him smile in the middle of a meeting. Maybe it's challenging him to a playful bet, like who can find the best coffee spot in town. These small, seemingly insignificant moments add up. They're the glue that holds relationships together. Let me share something else about playfulness. It's a form of vulnerability. When you're playful, you're letting go of the need to always appear polished or in control. You're saying, let's enjoy this moment for what it is, and that kind of openness invites him to do the same. It creates a space where he feels free to be himself, his goofy, imperfect human self. That's a gift he won't forget. Now, some women worry that being playful might make them seem less serious or less mature. But let me tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. Playfulness isn't about being childish. It's about having the emotional intelligence to know when to lighten the mood, when to inject humor, and when to let go of the need to perform. In fact, it takes confidence to be playful. And confidence, as we've said before, is unforgettable. Here's another thought. Men, especially those grounded in stoicism or Stoic dating principles, value balance. They spend much of their energy staying composed, rational, and focused on their goals. Your playfulness acts as a counterbalance to that energy. It reminds him to live in the moment, to find joy in the simple things, and to appreciate the lighter side of life. That's not just attractive, it's transformative. So how do you bring more playfulness into your relationship? Start small. Notice the moments when things feel heavy or routine, and look for ways to inject a little fun. Be spontaneous, be silly, be curious, and most importantly, be yourself. Because when your playfulness comes from a genuine place, it's impossible to resist. Ladies, if you believe in the power of laughter and playfulness to create unforgettable memories, let's show some love right now. Like this video and comment number 1 if you agree that a playful spirit is the secret sauce to keeping things fresh and exciting. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another insight into what truly makes a woman unforgettable. Now, are you ready to explore the next trait? It's one that takes your independence to a whole new level and keeps him fascinated for all the right reasons. Let's dive into passion for your own life. 5. Passion for her own life. There's something undeniably magnetic about a woman who has her own passions. A man never forgets a woman who is deeply connected to her own life, a woman who knows what she loves, chases her goals, and isn't afraid to put herself first. Why? Because passion is contagious. It's inspiring. And it reminds him that you're a woman with depth and dimension, someone who lives fully and unapologetically. Let's paint a picture. Imagine a woman who lights up when she talks about her favorite hobby, her career, or a cause close to her heart. Her enthusiasm is palpable, it draws you in, makes you want to know more, and leaves you in awe of her drive. Now, imagine the opposite, a woman who seems like she's waiting for someone else to give her life meaning. Which one would leave a lasting impression? The answer is obvious. When a man sees that you have a life filled with purpose, it tells him something powerful. You're not looking for him to complete you. You don't need him to feel whole. Instead, you choose to share your already vibrant life with him, and that choice makes it even more meaningful. Having passion for your own life also sets the tone for the relationship. It creates a dynamic where you both bring something unique to the table. Maybe you're passionate about painting, volunteering, or running marathons. Whatever it is, your passions make you who you are. They give you stories to tell, experiences to share, and a spark that keeps him intrigued. And here's the beauty of it. When you're pursuing your own goals, you show him that you're not afraid of growth. Whether it's learning a new skill, working toward a promotion, or starting your own business, your ambition speaks volumes. It says, I'm not standing still, I'm evolving, and I expect you to grow with me. That energy is irresistible to a man who values progress and self-improvement. Now, let's talk about how passion keeps a relationship exciting. Have you ever noticed how routine can dull even the strongest connection? When both partners lose themselves in the relationship, they can start to feel stagnant. But when you each have your own interests, you bring fresh energy into the partnership. You're not just a couple, you're two individuals who are constantly growing, learning, and sharing those experiences with each other. There's another layer to this. Passion for your own life also protects your independence. It ensures that your happiness doesn't hinge entirely on the relationship. That's crucial, because it keeps the dynamic balanced and healthy. When you have your own goals and dreams, you're less likely to lose yourself in the relationship, and that makes you all the more captivating. For men who follow Stoic dating principles, this is especially important. Stoicism emphasizes self-discipline, purpose, and emotional balance, all qualities that align perfectly with a woman who has her own passions. A Stoic man admires a woman who mirrors his dedication to growth and values. When he sees you pursuing your goals with the same intensity he applies to his, it creates a sense of mutual respect and admiration. So how can you cultivate this trait? Start by asking yourself, what sets my soul on fire? Maybe it's something you've already discovered, or maybe it's something you've put on the back burner. Either way, it's time to reconnect with the things that make you feel alive. Don't be afraid to carve out time for your interests, even if it means stepping away from the relationship for a bit. Remember, the right man won't feel threatened by your independence, he'll be inspired by it. And here's a little secret. When you're passionate about your own life, you don't just become unforgettable, you also give him permission to do the same. Your energy challenges him to dig deeper, to find his own passions, and to meet you on that higher plane of connection. Together, you create a partnership that's not just about being together, it's about thriving together. Passion isn't just about what you do, it's about how you show up in every part of your life. It's about pursuing the things that make you feel fulfilled and sharing that fulfillment with the people you care about. And when you live with that kind of passion, you become the kind of woman a man will carry in his heart forever. Now that we've explored the transformative power of passion, let's move to the next trait, a quality that goes beyond words and makes him feel truly seen. The ability to truly listen. 6. The ability to truly listen. Imagine this. You're sitting across from him, and he's opening up about something deeply personal, his dreams, his fears, or maybe just the details of his day. In that moment, your ability to truly listen is what sets you apart. It's not just hearing the words he says, it's understanding the meaning behind them, the emotions driving them, and the courage it takes for him to share them with you. This is what makes listening so powerful. When you truly listen, you make him feel valued, respected, and seen. And let's be honest, how many people actually listen in today's world? We're all so distracted by our phones, our to-do lists, and even our own thoughts. But when you focus entirely on him, giving him your undivided attention, you create a moment he'll never forget. Listening is more than a skill, it's an art. It's about being present, curious, and empathetic. It's about asking questions that invite him to open up, like, what was the best part of your day? Or how did that make you feel? And it's about resisting the urge to jump in with your own story or advice, instead letting him take the lead. Here's the thing, men aren't always encouraged to share their feelings. They're often taught to man up or keep their emotions to themselves. So when you create a space where he feels safe to be vulnerable, it's a gift he'll cherish. You're showing him that you care not just about what he does, but about who he is, his thoughts, his struggles, and his aspirations. That's a connection he won't take lightly. But let's take it deeper. How you listen also reveals a lot about who you are. Are you someone who listens with an open heart and an open mind? Or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? When you listen without judgment, you show him that you're a partner he can trust, a woman who accepts him as he is, flaws and all. And here's a secret. Listening isn't just about the big, emotional moments. It's also about the small, everyday details. Maybe he mentioned a work presentation he's nervous about, or a restaurant he's been dying to try. When you remember those little things and bring them up later, it tells him, I'm paying attention. You matter to me. That kind of thoughtfulness leaves a lasting impression. Now, you might be wondering, what if he doesn't open up? The answer is simple. Be patient. Some men take time to trust, especially if they've been hurt before. But your willingness to listen without pushing or pressuring creates the foundation for that trust. Over time, he'll see that you're not just there for the good times, you're there for the real times. This trait is especially meaningful for men grounded in Stoic dating principles. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-reflection and emotional control, which means a Stoic man often keeps his feelings private. But when he meets a woman who listens with genuine interest and care, it encourages him to share what's beneath the surface. Your ability to truly listen complements his need for balance and reflection, creating a partnership built on mutual understanding. So how do you cultivate this ability? Start by practicing presence. When you're with him, put your phone away, quiet your mind, and focus entirely on the conversation. Pay attention to his tone, his body language, and the emotions behind his words. And don't forget to follow up later. Asking about something he mentioned days or even weeks ago shows him that you don't just listen, you remember. Here's the beauty of it. Listening isn't just a gift for him, it's a gift for you too. When you truly listen, you deepen your connection, learn more about each other, and create moments of intimacy that can't be fake. And those moments, they're the ones that make him think she's different. She's someone I don't want to lose. If you agree that listening is a superpower in relationships, let's keep the love going. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you believe in the power of truly understanding someone. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another secret to building unforgettable connections. Now, let's move to the next trait, a quality that exudes strength and poise, setting you apart as a woman he'll never forget. Confidence without arrogance. 7. Confidence without arrogance. Confidence. It's that elusive quality that everyone talks about but few truly understand. For a man, confidence in a woman is not just attractive, it's magnetic. It's the way she walks into a room, not needing to be the center of attention but commanding it anyway. It's the way she carries herself, unapologetic about who she is, yet grounded in humility. Confidence without arrogance is a fine balance, and it's one of the most unforgettable traits a woman can possess. But let's get one thing straight. Confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the room or the flashiest personality. It's not about perfection or trying to prove something to the world. True confidence comes from within. It's an unshakable belief in your own worth, regardless of external circumstances. Now, here's why this matters so much to men. A confident woman is secure in herself. She doesn't need constant reassurance or validation, and that's incredibly refreshing. She knows her value, and she brings that energy into every interaction. It's not about competing with him or anyone else. It's about standing strong in who she is and inviting him to do the same. Let me ask you this. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see someone who knows her worth, or someone who's waiting for the world to confirm it? Confidence is built from the inside out. It's a mindset, a decision to embrace yourself fully, flaws and all. And when you exude that kind of self-assuredness, it's impossible to forget. Men, especially those who practice stoicism, are drawn to women who embody this inner strength. Stoicism values self-mastery, resilience, and composure, all traits that align beautifully with a confident woman. For a man grounded in Stoic dating principles, your confidence becomes a mirror for his own growth. It inspires him to rise to your level, not because you demand it, but because your energy naturally calls for it. But let's address a common misconception. Confidence and arrogance are not the same. Arrogance is rooted in insecurity. It's loud, overbearing, and often dismissive of others. Confidence, on the other hand, is quiet strength. It's the ability to shine without dimming anyone else's light. It's saying, I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with that. Confidence without arrogance also shows up in how you handle rejection or setbacks. Imagine this, you're on a date, and it doesn't go as planned. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or questioning your worth, you move forward with grace. You know that one awkward moment or one person's opinion doesn't define you. That resilience, that refusal to let external factors shake your core, is what makes you stand out. And here's another secret. Confidence without arrogance is attractive because it fosters healthy boundaries. A confident woman doesn't settle for less than she deserves, not because she's entitled, but because she respects herself too much to compromise her standards. This doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. It means knowing what you want and being willing to walk away if it's not right. That kind of strength is unforgettable. So how can you cultivate this kind of confidence? Start by focusing on your strengths. What are the things you love about yourself, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally? Celebrate those qualities. And when self-doubt creeps in, remind yourself that confidence isn't about never feeling uncertain. It's about moving forward despite it. Another key is to stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is your own, and no one else can replicate it. When you embrace your uniqueness, you free yourself from the pressure to compete or conform. That's when your confidence becomes unshakable. Finally, confidence without arrogance shows up in how you uplift others. A truly confident woman isn't threatened by someone else's success, she celebrates it. She knows that helping others shine doesn't dim her own light. And that generosity, that ability to lead with kindness and strength, leaves a lasting impression on everyone she meets. In a relationship, confidence is what keeps things exciting and balanced. It ensures that you're both equals, bringing your best selves to the table. And for a man, being with a confident woman is a constant reminder of why he was drawn to you in the first place. It's not just your beauty or your charm, it's your unwavering belief in yourself. That's what makes you unforgettable. As we move into the next trait, we're diving into something that makes every moment feel warmer, more genuine, and deeply meaningful: the power of kindness. Let's explore how kindness transforms relationships and leaves a lasting mark on his heart. 8. Genuine kindness. Kindness. It's a simple word, but its impact is profound. A man never forgets a woman who leads with kindness, not because it's flashy or dramatic, but because it's rare. Genuine kindness goes beyond superficial niceties. It's about the way you treat people when no one is watching, the compassion you show to those who can't do anything for you, and the warmth you bring to every interaction. Let's face it, the world can be a harsh place. People are often rushed, self-centered, and disconnected. So when a man encounters a woman who radiates genuine kindness, it feels like finding an oasis in the desert. It's refreshing, disarming, and unforgettable. But here's the thing. Kindness isn't just about being nice. It's about being strong enough to care, even when it's inconvenient. Imagine this. You're on a date, and he's watching how you interact with the server or the people around you. Are you polite and respectful? Do you smile, say thank you, or engage with others in a meaningful way? These little moments may seem insignificant, but they tell him volumes about who you are. And trust me, he's paying attention. Genuine kindness also shows up in how you treat him. Maybe he's had a bad day and isn't acting like himself. Instead of getting frustrated, you offer patience and understanding. You say, "I can see you're stressed, what can I do to help?" That kind of support doesn't just make him feel loved, it makes him feel safe. And safety is something every man craves in a relationship, whether he admits it or not. But here's an important distinction. Kindness is not weakness. Being kind doesn't mean letting people walk all over you or sacrificing your boundaries. In fact, genuine kindness is rooted in self-respect. It's about giving from a place of abundance, not obligation. It's about knowing that your strength lies in your ability to uplift others while staying true to yourself. Let me ask you, how do you show kindness in your daily life? Is it through your words, your actions, or simply the way you make people feel? The beauty of kindness is that it doesn't require grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as a smile, a thoughtful text, or a few words of encouragement. These small acts can leave a big impact, especially in a world where negativity often takes center stage. For men grounded in Stoicism, kindness holds a special appeal. Stoicism teaches the importance of virtue, compassion, and treating others with fairness and respect. A woman who embodies these qualities resonates deeply with a Stoic man. Your kindness reflects your inner strength and aligns with his own values, creating a connection that goes beyond the surface. Let's not forget how kindness transforms conflicts. In every relationship, disagreements are inevitable, but how you handle them can either strengthen your bond or tear it apart. A kind woman doesn't resort to insults or blame. Instead, she approaches the situation with empathy, saying, "I want us to work through this together." That doesn't mean you avoid tough conversations, it means you handle them with care and respect. And that kind of emotional maturity, it stays with him long after the argument is over. Kindness also has a ripple effect. When you treat others with compassion, you inspire him to do the same. Together, you create a relationship built on mutual support, where kindness becomes the foundation of everything you do. It's not just about how you treat him, it's about how you treat the world. And that's what makes you unforgettable. So, how can you bring more kindness into your life? Start by being intentional. Look for opportunities to brighten someone's day, even in small ways. Be patient with those who test your limits. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. The more compassion you show yourself, the more naturally it flows to others. If you believe that kindness is one of the most powerful traits in a relationship, let's share the love. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you agree that kindness changes everything. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into what makes a woman truly unforgettable. Now, let's move into the next trait, a strength that not only protects you but also elevates your connection. Emotional resilience. Ready? Let's keep going. 9. Emotional resilience. There's a quiet power in a woman who can weather life's storms with grace, a power that leaves a lasting mark on everyone she meets, especially on the man lucky enough to know her. Emotional resilience isn't about being unshakable or pretending life doesn't get to you. It's about feeling the weight of challenges and still choosing to rise. A man will never forget a woman who shows strength, not because she's invulnerable, but because she finds her way through vulnerability with courage and dignity. Life is unpredictable, and relationships are no exception. There will be moments of misunderstanding, disappointment, or unexpected change. What sets an unforgettable woman apart is how she handles these moments. Does she let emotions take control, or does she pause, reflect, and choose her response thoughtfully? Emotional resilience is about turning setbacks into opportunities for growth, both personally and within the relationship. Let's dive deeper. Emotional resilience doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or avoiding tough conversations. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about acknowledging your emotions, sitting with them, and then deciding how to move forward in a way that aligns with your values. For example, when a disagreement arises, a resilient woman doesn't lash out or retreat. Instead, she might say, "This hurt me, but I want us to talk about it so we can grow from this." That approach shows strength, vulnerability, and a commitment to the connection. Men are deeply affected by a woman's ability to stay composed in challenging moments. It's not about being stoic in the traditional sense, though stoicism itself teaches valuable lessons about emotional balance, but about cultivating an inner calm that anchors both of you. A resilient woman reminds a man that he doesn't need to have all the answers or carry the weight of the world alone. Together, you create a space where resilience becomes a shared strength. Here's the beauty of emotional resilience. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. And every time you face a challenge, you have the opportunity to strengthen it. Maybe it's recovering from a career setback, navigating a tough family dynamic, or dealing with heartbreak. Each experience shapes you, teaching you how to adapt, grow, and find your footing again. But let's talk about how emotional resilience shows up in a relationship. It's not just about how you handle your own challenges, it's about how you support him through his. A resilient woman doesn't crumble under the weight of her partner's struggles. Instead, she becomes his ally, offering steady support without losing herself in the process. She knows how to stand beside him without carrying his burdens for him. That balance of strength and empathy is unforgettable. Now, let's flip the perspective. How do you recognize emotional resilience in yourself? Start by asking, how do I handle adversity? Do I let it define me, or do I use it as fuel to grow stronger? Emotional resilience is about trusting that no matter what comes your way, you have the tools to navigate it. It's about giving yourself permission to grieve, stumble, or even fall apart, and then finding the strength to rebuild. Here's something to consider. Resilience isn't just about big, dramatic events. It's also about the small, everyday moments, choosing to stay patient when things don't go as planned, finding humor in a frustrating situation, or staying present when life feels overwhelming. These micro moments of resilience create a foundation of strength that supports you in your relationships. Men remember a woman who stands tall in the face of adversity because it inspires them to do the same. Your resilience becomes a model for how to navigate life's challenges, showing him that setbacks don't have to break you, they can make you stronger. And when you approach life with that kind of determination and grace, you leave an impression that's impossible to erase. As we move into the final trait, we're going to explore a quality that ties all the others together, a quality that makes a man feel cherished and valued on a deeply emotional level. Let's talk about the ability to uplift and inspire him. 10. The ability to uplift and inspire him. There's a kind of magic in a woman who knows how to bring out the best in a man. A woman who inspires him to dream bigger, work harder, and become the best version of himself. A man will never forget a woman who uplifts him, not by changing who he is, but by helping him see his own potential. This isn't about fixing him or taking on the role of his cheerleader 24/7. It's about creating a partnership where both of you elevate each other in ways that feel effortless and natural. So, how does this work? Let's start with a question. Do you notice his strengths and make sure he knows you see them? Maybe he's talented at solving problems, or he's a natural at making people feel comfortable. When you acknowledge and appreciate those qualities, you're giving him a sense of pride that stays with him long after the moment has passed. You're saying, I see you, I value you, I believe in you. And trust me, those words mean more than you might realize. But uplifting him goes beyond compliments. It's also about supporting his goals and aspirations. Whether he's working toward a promotion, learning a new skill, or pursuing a personal passion, your encouragement can be a powerful motivator. Imagine him coming to you with a new idea or a big ambition. Instead of dismissing it or offering criticism, you say, "That sounds amazing. How can I support you?" That kind of response makes him feel like you're in his corner, no matter what. Here's the secret. Uplifting him doesn't mean putting his needs above your own. In fact, your ability to inspire him often comes from how you live your own life. When he sees you chasing your dreams, staying true to your values, and handling challenges with resilience, it sparks something in him. Your energy becomes contagious, pushing him to strive for more, not because you're pressuring him, but because your presence makes him want to grow. This is especially true for men who embrace Stoic dating principles. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-discipline, purpose, and continuous growth. A Stoic man admires a woman who embodies those same values, someone who inspires him not just through words, but through her actions. Your strength and drive remind him of what's possible, and that inspiration is something he'll carry with him forever. But let's not forget the emotional side of uplifting him. A man remembers a woman who stands by him in difficult times. Maybe he's going through a tough period at work or struggling with a personal challenge. When you offer empathy and remind him of his strengths, you're doing more than comforting him, you're reminding him of his capability to overcome it. Sometimes all it takes is a simple phrase like, "I know this is hard, but I believe in you, and I know you'll figure it out." That belief can mean everything to him. And here's the thing. Inspiring him doesn't require grand gestures. It's often the small, consistent actions that leave the biggest impact. Maybe it's the way you celebrate his wins, no matter how small. Maybe it's the way you challenge him to think bigger, encouraging him to step outside his comfort zone. Or maybe it's the way you remind him to take care of himself, showing him that his well-being matters to you. So, how can you become that uplifting presence in his life? Start by asking yourself, am I focusing on his potential or his shortcomings? Am I building him up, or am I unintentionally tearing him down? It's easy to let frustration or criticism take over, especially during challenging moments, but choosing to uplift rather than criticize creates a lasting bond. At the same time, don't forget to uplift yourself. The more you invest in your own growth and happiness, the more energy you'll have to share with him. And remember, an inspiring partnership is a two-way street. As much as you uplift him, he should be doing the same for you. Together, you create a relationship where both of you thrive. Ladies, if you believe in the power of uplifting and inspiring the people you love, let's spread that energy. Like this video and comment number 1 below if you agree that supporting each other is the foundation of unforgettable connections. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another chance to explore what makes a woman truly unforgettable. Ladies, here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to be flawless, larger than life, or someone you're not to leave an unforgettable mark on a man. The traits we've explored, authenticity, self-respect, emotional intelligence, playfulness, passion for your own life, the ability to listen, confidence without arrogance, genuine kindness, emotional resilience, and the ability to uplift and inspire are all within you. These aren't superficial tricks or temporary fixes. They're the foundation of a meaningful, lasting connection. A man never forgets a woman who makes him feel seen, valued, and challenged to be better. But more importantly, a woman like that doesn't just attract unforgettable love. She builds a life and a relationship that reflects her deepest truths and values. So here's my question for you. Which of these traits do you feel you already embody? Which ones do you want to cultivate even more? Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your journey and what resonates most with you. If you've made it this far, you're already on your way to becoming the kind of woman who captivates not just a man, but everyone around her. Don't stop now. Like this video if it's inspired you. Comment to let me know you're ready to embrace your most unforgettable self, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss another chance to grow, thrive, and create the love life you deserve. Thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for taking the first step toward a life filled with purpose, passion, and deep connections. Until next time, remember, you are already incredible. Now go and show the world. See you in the next video.